And that's it. There's the overall look of the car. You go back to the first video on this car where I show all the rockers and everything up on the hoist. This car looked really rough. Half your rockers gone, your lower quarters are gone. It really makes the car rough. But if all the structure is solid and everything is good, you can fix that stuff. And in the case of this car, the bottom was really good. So let's just walk around and have a look. So that is a satin finish, but it is smooth. It's not rough like flat black. So you can wash this with a paper towel and some water and dish soap. A little Windex, I think, will wipe them off. But at any rate, you can wash it with soap and water. And that's the thing to take away from that. If you just do a flat black or even a spray bomb satin black, what happens is you get a little overspray, roughness, and you can never seem to get them clean. So if you want to achieve the look but be able to clean it, this is where you got to go. And it works good. Now the product we use for that is Erkey Systems Bessa in satin black. That's the stuff right there. And you can get that in a urethane enamel, which they now have car written on the can. And you can get it in an acrylic, which basically it puts on a sticker. And the cool thing, especially with Mopar stuff, that black will match these stickers pretty good. I mean, they're kind of shiny, but not really because it's vinyl. So, you know, generally by the time you go from the Bumblebee stripe to the front. Now, when I do a Mopar, I tape this all up. I do my own, and I use the Bessa paint. And the trick to this and why it's cleanable, when you lay it down, you got to do 2 coats. You'll do one, and it looks really good. But the reason you got to do the 2 coats, you do your first coat, and I'd say you do like a medium to wet, but nothing that's going to run. But you'll notice even if you go thin, it'll cover. But you'll see texture to it, and that's okay. It looks like bumpy black ketchup. And basically you lay it down, but you want to do a medium coat. You want to get more than a tack coat on that first coat. So I'd say what I would call a medium coat. You can test this on a panel and you'll see how it turns out. Now it's going to be bumpy and weird, just like some of the colors and some of the clears, which your second coat should even that out. Now this will be dry within 15 minutes where you can touch it almost. Now on a cold day it could be half an hour, but then it's ready to shoot again. Like as soon as it starts to where you can touch it, it's still soft enough that your reducer will melt the two together. So then you do your second coat. You want to do a full wet coat on the second coat. And it's going to look a little bumpy, but it settles down pretty good. I'm going to try to get way up close. You can see there's a little bit of texture to it. And that's kind of what gives you that eggshell shine, or sheen, I guess it is, so to speak. So if you're interested in the flat black look, this stuff looks really, really good. And I've done a few of these. I've got one car we did the hood and the stripe, and I believe that was 4 years ago, and that car looks beautiful. And you don't wax it, you don't buff it. You can't buff that because you'll make it shiny. You just wash it with soap and water. You know, your car wash soap, there's gentle car wash soaps that leave no spots. Same idea. If you do get a couple of spots, a couple paper towels or a shop towel, and with a little bit of that Mother's Show and Shine, whatever it is, it wipes it right off. And I think when I last did it, I just used a damp rag to wipe the little balls, or like the little soap spots off at the end. You know, if you have hard water or whatever, you'll get those. If you got soft water or city water, soap and water, rinse it off, done. And these were the fenders that the owner painted himself, and they look totally fine. And the rest of the car is untouched except from here down. But as you can see, you know, the car looks so much better. It just makes it a nice, it still looks like an old car. It still has little marks, but it makes it clean and it makes it look straight. So it looks like an old car that you found and you cleaned up. Now, if you come here where there was some chips in the brown primer, we did put a little bit of paint with a brush over it. You're going to see through it because you're not going to get a bunch of coats on. But basically this is just enough that it'll seal it up and glue it so that it doesn't move, because it's the same paint. You see through it because you can only put it on so thick. It doesn't hide well. It goes on almost like Jello, so you can see right through it. But as you can see, we got our coats on and everything turned out just fine. The car looks really, really good. Now, in the case of this car, this is what we were using. It's Limco Supreme. There's your color code. It is a nice orange, I'll tell you that. And there's no metallic in it. So if you want vitamin C does have metallic. But if you go into the 70s, this orange here looks just like vitamin C when you hold the chips together, but no metallic. Now for some of you guys out there that, you know, you're not sure how to spray a metallic and all that other jazz, this will work out good for you. It's a striking color, and it is real shiny. I wish the whole car would have been painted just to see a car in this color. But we might have another orange car coming down the line, so we'll keep that in mind, and it'll be a complete. And it might be a little different. We're not going to go with the red orange like the hood on this was, but I might not go quite this bright orange either. We might go with AMC Big Bad Orange. And I'm not going to tell you what car that's on. You'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, the effect of this car, and this side doesn't have as many scratches and marks in it. It does, but they're smaller. It's a good looking car. 69 Dart 340 with a 4-speed and a sure grip. And she's a mean looker. I was never a big fan of the darts before 1970. I kind of like the Dodge Demon style grille the 70 Dart has. However, doing this black over the orange, it gives this car a mean face and some real nice character. Now we do have the Dodge emblem for there, but there was only one speed nut on the backside, so the owner's aware of that. He's going to put 3 on. And we also have the chrome trim that runs along the front of this. He's got that. He's going to put that on himself. That's no big deal. But there you got it. She's going home. And if you want to see how she looks outside, I'll throw a 60-second short up shortly. Anyway, that's the end of the 1969 Dirty Dodge Dart saga. Thanks for watching. Cheers.